Just a few days back, Brazilian stars Vinicius Jr and Richarlison were involved in a heated altercation during a training session ahead of a friendly game against Korea. Things could have turned ugly had it not been for the interventions of Neymar and the rest of the gang. It was a surprising turn of events, given the fact that these two are on great terms. So what exactly went down? We'll talk about it in just a bit. Chelsea have lost the services of star centre-back Antonio Rudiger, and now the Blues are looking to move for a new defender, apart from making loads of other changes this summer. They might have won the league, but AC Milan are not looking to rest on their laurels. The recently crowned Serie A champions are now looking to make a lot of changes in the workforce, with the aim of doing well in the Champions League. Isco is set to leave Real Madrid this summer, and it appears that the player's agent, Jorge Mendes, is trying to move his client to Italy, where a certain special one could be waiting in the wings. So, we all know the drill by now, don't we? Go ahead and become part of our family, and get ready for your daily dose of all things football. A European and Spanish champion with Real Madrid, Isco will leave Real Madrid when his contract expires at the end of the month. And while he would prefer to stay in La Liga, his agent, the famous Jorge Mendes, is also studying other options. Indeed, according to Sky Sports, the Portuguese might have already discussed Isco with Jose Mourinho. The AS Roma manager is looking to continue strengthening the squad, especially after winning the inaugural Europa League conference, and might not be against the idea of signing a player who has all the talent in the world to make the capital club great again. And while he's not played a lot of games in recent years, Isco's qualities remain undoubted, and perhaps a reunion with his former manager is exactly what's needed for him to revive his career. Meanwhile, PSG are seriously considering the possibility of signing Jose Mourinho. While Mauricio Pochettino's future is sealed in Paris, the identity of his replacement remains unknown. The Ile-de-France leaders are exploring several avenues, such as that leading to Christophe Galtier, while more recently Marcelo Gallardo was probed to take over from his compatriot. The Telegraph reveals a track that is a little surprising. PSG would be interested in Jose Mourinho, a target closely linked to the arrival of Luis Campos at PSG in recent days. The two Lusitanians, who have already worked together at Real Madrid, have remained friends after all these years, and that could play a role. And if PSG do come calling, the special one might not be against the idea of testing his luck one last time at a major club. It's official, Chelsea have finally changed hands. The summer promises to be hectic in London, since Romelu Lukaku could join Inter in the form of a paid loan of up to €23 million, with a purchase option set at €76 million, according to Gazzetta dello Sport, who claim that an agreement has been reached between the two clubs. Loaned to Lyon this season, Emerson should return to Thomas Tuchel's side. Still in defence, the expected departures of Antonio Rudiger, Andreas Christensen and Cesar Azpilicueta will have to be supplemented. Jules Koundé is targeted for a price that the Blues are hoping to be about €50 million. Finally, Presnel Kimpembe is now the priority of the German tactician. Another PSG player, Achraf Hakimi, is appreciated by the Blues, but like Kimpembe, it is difficult to see him leave. Before we move on to the next bit of news, here's what former Chelsea striker Diego Costa had to say about N'Golo Kante. Diego Costa, the Spanish-Brazilian striker who has 24 caps with Spain, looked back on his time at Chelsea and took the opportunity to tell how he annoyed the French midfielder N'Golo Kante, with whom he shared the Blues locker room for 2 seasons between 2016 and 2018. At Chelsea, I tried to kiss Kante jokingly. He is really shy. I put myself on the bathtub naked and I said, "Kante, give me a hug." And he was like, No, Diego. He doesn't even take his underwear off to take a shower." Now we know why Chelsea wanted to get rid of Costa. The saying goes that you don't change a winning team. In football, however, it is often the opposite that happens, and AC Milan should not escape this fact. Haloed by their first Scudetto in 11 years, the Lombard club will also compete in the Champions League after a poor showing last time out. It will be a question of doing better and continuing this recovery over time, and then the takeover by the American fund Redbird, also owners of the New York Yankees and Toulouse FC in France, will also change the situation. In addition to the expected departure of Franck Kessié, the workforce will move this summer. Moreover, a first offer was refused. Roma said no to selling Nicolo Zaniolo in exchange for €25 million, in addition to Alexis Salamakers. Milan will have to do better to convince the capital giants, who will listen to the proposals for their attacking midfielder for a good amount. Arriving in Italy in the summer of 2020 for around €6 million, the 22-year-old Belgian was too intermittent to convince his management to keep him at all costs. His rating is good on the market, and AC Milan could get a good offer from him. All these reasons led to him being placed on the transfer list. The Italian club hopes to make at least €20 million from a possible sale, but Saelemaekers is not the only one to be in this situation, according to the Gazzetta dello Sport. Ante Rebic is one. Arriving for €6 million from Eintracht Frankfurt as part of the exchange with Andre Silva, the Croatian will be worth 3 times more today. His second season in Serie A, although honourable, will have been much more difficult than the first, punctuated by injuries, and the free arrival of Divock Origi will push him towards the exit. For the management, and as with Saelemaekers, the timing will be perfect for a sale. The Ballo-Touré case will also have to be decided, but according to the Daily, the left-back, who arrived against €5 million from Monaco a year ago, will be put on the transfer list. The natural replacement for Theo Hernandez has not convinced enough. There will be a few players whose futures will be decided after they spent last season at the San Siro on loan from other clubs. Players such as Tiémoué Bakayoko, Chelsea, and Brahim Diaz, Real Madrid, the reflection is still in progress. It's not impossible to see them leave prematurely, especially since they played much less at the end of the season. Junior Messias and Alessandro Florenzi, on loan from Crotone and Roma, are looking for the exits. In short, Milan are set for a few busy months. Brazil easily won 5-1 against South Korea a few days ago. It was a great display of the Seleção preparing for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. However, before Brazil's next game against Japan, something quite unusual happened. With a joke from veteran Dani Alves, things got out of hand between Real Madrid player Vinicius Jr and Everton player and goalscorer Richarlison ahead of a game against South Korea. According to the local press, Vinicius Jr felt bad when his teammates talked about the next Ballon d'Or winner. Richarlison reportedly popped up to ask him a question. The Toffees forward reportedly asked the Real Madrid striker for the score of the last Clásico between the Madrid club and Barca. Barca won that game 5-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu. The best young player in the Champions League therefore did not appreciate the banter from his teammate Richarlison, and an altercation followed. The images amused us a lot, and the Toffees striker even joked about it with a post on his Instagram account.